Sometimes you got to say no to good things. Write that down. There's a nugget for you. How do you find time? It's called margin. It's not that listing a home is a bad thing. It's a good thing. But it will also consume you big time. I had to discipline myself to say no to some of those listings. And I raised my standard, started listing stuff between 500 and 2 million, and took the little stuff and hire a listing specialist. But that'll cost me money. Yes. Building anything, there's an investment of time and money. It's called the long game. Everyone write that down. I will play the long game, not the short game, right? When I got an EXP 4.5 years ago, and my wife and I and James, we're playing the long game. And I limited my focus in real estate so I could build something big and beautiful. And it takes faith, a belief in things not yet seen. And so I'm going to introduce our first speaker right now. And when I first met this first speaker, anybody read The Great Gatsby in high school or anything, you know? This guy, he lived on, 20 acres out in the country. He had, gas lamps. Who has gas lamps in front of their house on stone? And you come in and this big mansion. I know in the morning he opens the front doors and he has his hound go get the paper, and he's got a pipe, and he's wearing I could just see it, slippers. He's got a shotgun with the double barrel cocked open on his sleeve, and he's like, this dude's a man's man, and it's like, oh my God, I live in suburbia in Sacramento, California, you know. If my neighbor had a gun, I'd call the cops, you know, like, oh my God, he's got a gun. So, but I absolutely, and his wife's here, I can say this, and so is mine, I fell in love with Clayton Gits. The guy is an amazing human being. We've asked him to kick off this event. He's a class act, one of my favorite people in the world. Help me welcome to the stage, Mr. Clayton Gits, everybody.
None of that was true, by the way. None of that was true. How are we doing, EXP? So, I read a verse in the Bible about 2 years ago, really obscure for anybody that reads the Bible. I'm not an expert, but I'm trying to figure it out. So I read this verse a couple of years ago about a guy named Benaiah. And this guy named Benaiah chased a lion into a pit on a snowy day. I'm going to say that again, just in case you didn't catch it. This guy, Benaiah, chased a lion into a pit on a snowy day. Like, we're not supposed to chase lions. Lions are supposed to chase who? Us. But this guy had it all wrong. So he chases this lion into the pit on a snowy day, and guess who comes out of the pit alive? Benaiah. So what's the point? So the point is that man, we were born to chase lions. All of us, whether you believe in what I believe or not, that's irrelevant. Like, we were born for more. Can we all agree with that? Yes, man. So take a page out of Benaiah's book. How do you awaken this sleeping lion that is inside of all of us? Number one, you have to define your vision. So many of us wake up every day and we have no idea where we're going because we don't have a clear vision. Can I get an amen? Amen. You have to define your vision. Number one, what does that look like? It looks like this. You have to write it down. You got to write it down. So 93% of people that set New Year's resolutions never reach them. Why? Because they don't write it down. It's just a thought. I'm going to do this. I'm going to stop doing this. You got to write it down. And here's the game changer, guys. Here's the game changer. The people that review their goals every day, it's like 1%. 1% of people that set New Year's resolutions, they review their goals daily. Here's the game changer. You have a clear vision, and you put it in front of you every single day, and then you review it twice a day. You bookend your day. So first thing in the morning, you're reviewing that vision, that massive vision, by the way. We're going to talk about that in just a minute. And then before you go to bed, you're looking at it again just to remind yourself that you're a lion chaser, man. You were born to chase lions. That's number two. Number three is we have to take action. Go big. Go big. Number two, go big. I love this quote by it's not Campbell, this is Brene Brown. I don't know who put that there. The cave you fear to enter holds the treasure you seek, man. The cave you fear to enter holds the treasure you seek. There are, can you think of all the times where you're like, man, I'm afraid to do this, or I'm afraid to do that, so that you just didn't do it? Well, many of us know, like that's we all know this, like that's where the growth happens, man. Like I was in the gym this morning and working out with a dude that was much bigger than me, and I was like, bro, you work out a lot, and he's like, yeah, I do. So he breaks down and tears his muscles a lot, and so he's a big dude. You got to break it down to build it. The cave you fear to enter holds the treasure you seek. So there's this tree in California called General Sherman. Anybody seen General Sherman? Yeah, man. So what's so cool about this, it is the largest tree on the planet if you talk about, not by height, I think there's a taller tree, but if you just measure the like everything about this tree, it's like the biggest tree in the world. Here's what's cool. You take this little sequoia seedling, and by the way, like they start out like this. They start out this big. And you put that seedling in a 5-gallon bucket, what happens to that sequoia tree? How big will that sequoia tree get in a 5-gallon bucket? It can't grow, it's as big as the bucket. It cannot grow outside of the confounds of that bucket. However, you plant that tree amongst other sequoias in the same forest, guys, that tree is going to the moon, man. What's the point? You surround yourself with other lion chasers, and what happens? What happens? You become a lion chaser. You either become a lion chaser or you're like, man, wherever you're going is too much for me. I can't handle you right now. You see those guys like you're walking to a conference, and they're the people, like a lot of the lion chasers, they're the people that are like, good morning. And you're like, bro, I haven't had my coffee yet. Like, you're too much, like Brent. It's like Brent. Surround yourself with lion chasers if you want to be a lion chaser. And guys, number 3, and finally, go all in, man. Go all in. What does going all in mean? So Cortez, the story about Cortez, who conquered the Aztecs, was when his ships reached the shore, what did Cortez order his captain to do to the boats? It was actually to sink. I looked this up. I had to do a little research. But he actually ordered them to sink them, not burn them. But he said, sink the boats, man, because we're not going back. You can't retreat. Like, we're going inland. We have a mission. We have a vision, and we're going for it. We are going for it. Guys, most people do what? They do this. They don't go all in. They test the waters. And what do? They dip their feet in. They're like, it's too cold, or it's too hot, or whatever it is. What does going all in look like? Going all in means you rip off the old skin and you do this. You go, rah! And you're all in, man. What would that look like for you today? Like today, to just be a lion chaser. Man, quit living life as if the purpose of life was to arrive safely at death. Run to the roar. Set God-sized goals, man. You were born to be a lion chaser. Pursue God-given passions. Go after a dream that is destined to fail without divine intervention. Stop pointing out problems. Become a part of the solution. Stop repeating the past. Start creating the future. Face your fears. Fight for your dreams. Grab opportunity by the mane and don't let go. Live like today is the first day and the last day of the rest of your life. Burn sinful bridges. Blaze new trails. Live for the applause of nail-scarred hands. I'm not a crier. Don't let what's wrong with you keep you from worshiping what's right with God. Dare to fail. Dare to be different. Quit holding on. Quit holding back. Quit running away. Chase the lion. Thank you.
Let's hear it for Clayton. Gove!